Hi guys, and welcome to the Diaries. This is a really brief one. It is about the Holy Week series. We did go live today, which was really good, as in we got good comments, we got some live chats going, and it was good. Like the things I shared, I really enjoyed what I had to say and all of that. But the thing is, the connection was really funny, and not only when we were live it was freezing up and stuff, but not only that, when we watched it back, when people watched it back afterwards, people who were catching up on it, and even when I checked it back, I could see that the places where it was freezing, it just left big chunks out, and my face was just a bit crazy, and it was all a bit not very great. So, which is why I'm here now. I just want to quickly, I'm not going to read the passages, I'm not going to go through everything again, but yes, today is Maundy Thursday, and it is a very special day. Not only is it about the Last Supper, but it's also about many things that Jesus shared and many things that he taught. Some of the things, this is just a quick summary of the live video I did, so just so people who have already seen it just don't get bored. But the first thing is the Last Supper. The Last Supper is a time when Jesus had his last meal, his last dinner with his friends, with his disciples, and it was during the Passover festival. The Passover festival is something that Jewish people still do now, and what they did throughout the Old Testament and in the New Testament as Jesus and his disciples followed. And as I shared in some of the other videos in this series, I talk about how they found that they found a perfect spotless lamb to sacrifice for each festival. Each household would do that. They would share food, and they would remember the time that God passed over his children's houses when Egypt was being punished during Moses' time, and how they were saved and how they were passed over. Hence the name. So yeah, it talks about how God saves, and that is what they're celebrating, that is what they're remembering, that God saves his children, and they're just waiting for God to save them again, and Jesus is here to do that. So that's what the Last Supper, that's what the Passover festival is, and that's what they were celebrating. That was the Last Supper that Jesus had with his disciples, and during that Last Supper he takes bread and he takes a cup of wine, or yeah, and he I just said all because now we still celebrate this Last Supper, and we call it communion, and it's taking bread, and we take wine, or we take grape juice in some churches, and we remember the Last Supper. We remember that Jesus, what Jesus said and what he did, and what he said was that this is his body. The bread is a symbol of his body that is about to be given up for his children, for his disciples, for his friends, for us, and his blood, which comes as the wine is a symbol of the blood that's going to be shed for us as well. So we still do that in remembrance of Jesus, and and that's what he did. So that's the first thing, and the main thing that people usually remember on Maundy Thursday, on this final Thursday of Jesus' life and the final Thursday of Holy Week. And then another thing that he did is he washed his disciples' feet. For more details, do go to the live video because I do cover it, but yes, it does freeze up, so hence this. So this was customary to wash your feet back in the day because your feet would easily get dirty, but you'd do it yourself, or you'd have like a really lowly servant that does it. So to have Jesus do it, you'd see most of his disciples, especially Peter, one of his best friends, they protest and they say, I'm not letting you wash my feet, you're above this, you shouldn't be doing this. But Jesus said that the greatest should be the lowest, that we should all love each other and we should all treat each other the way we want to be treated. Like Jesus started that. I know we learned that in primary school, treat each other how you want to be treated and stuff. Jesus started that. That's where it came from. Love one another and serve one another, which is what he was showing. And he said, my children, my friends, they will be a example of this. They will show love by serving each other. Okay, so that's what Jesus says. Third thing that happens is Jesus says, Peter, again, one of his best friends, who follows him everywhere, who does as he says, who loves Jesus so much, Peter, who I really relate with, and I'll talk about more tomorrow because he's key during this time. Jesus says, Peter, you will betray me. Peter says, Jesus, I will die with you. I will follow you wherever you want me to go. I will die with you. I will die for you. I will do whatever you want me to. I love you so much. Jesus says, listen, Peter, I know your heart's in a good place, but you will deny me 3 times before the cock crows in the morning. So before daybreak, you will deny me 3 times. And Peter's like, no, I would never do that. What? And Jesus is like, you will. And spoiler alert, he does. We'll see more about that tomorrow. And the 4th thing that I really like talking about, that lots of us forget, don't really cover, that Christians themselves don't really look at on Maundy Thursday, but I, myself included, because I just found this recently and I really, really love it. Jesus prays for us. We know he prays. We see him go to this place called the Mount of Olives with his disciples, and he leaves them to a side and he goes off and by himself and he prays, and he prays often throughout his time here on earth, and he encourages us to do the same, and he's an example for us. So he prays and he prays for us, and the passage is absolutely beautiful, so good. And he just says, I want my children to have the same unison that you and I do, he's saying to God. And it's just such a gorgeous passage, and he prays for our safety, and he prays just for our strength and all of that stuff, and it's really great, and I'd recommend you reading that. All the passages can be found in the description, and I will highlight the John passage as well, but they can be found in all 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. You can read about the Last Supper, and you can read about the various accounts that take place, and then it leads into Good Friday, which we'll look at tomorrow, because Jesus is arrested on the night of Maundy Thursday, and which leads into Good Friday, which is where he is crucified, where he is killed. So we will look at that tomorrow. But yeah, this is just a bit of a summary video. For more, you can go onto the live one, but it really isn't great, which is really annoying. But it was nice to have a live. The first time that went wrong, we couldn't get comments, we couldn't get a live feed, and then this time it's this whole fuzziness and the Wi-Fi connection and stuff, which is so annoying. But yeah, you can tomorrow we won't be live, we'll be normal, so hopefully it'll all be good. But yeah, be sure to keep coming back, check out the previous videos if you already haven't, and read the passages. It would be really good if you guys read along, or like just went back and had a look at the things I've been talking about. Like I've been saying, the YouVersion app's great. You can find the link to that in the past 2 videos I posted, and or just look in your own Bible. The references are all below in the description. Thank you guys again, and so sorry about the annoying connection issues. It was completely out of my hands. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and staying tuned. Feel free to comment, as always, if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to add, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.